In this session, we are going to see what is Axios, why use Axios in React, how to set up Axios with React, how to make HTTP requests like get, post, put and delete with Axios. Let's start. What is Axios? According to Axios documents, Axios is a promise-based HTTP client for the browser and Node.js. So the Axios is an HTTP client library that allows you to make HTTP requests to a given endpoint. Why use Axios? We'll be seeing why we need to use the Axios while we're working with the React. Let us see how to set up Axios in React. To set up Axios in React, we need to install it first in the existing React project. So I have the users dashboard project that we created as part of the React crash course. If you haven't watched it, please watch my suggested video to get all the basics. Currently our application is running and we are showing the data. So I am going to terminate this application. So just press Ctrl C, Y, CLS. To install the Axios, we need to use the command called npm install Axios. So npm install Axios. It is going to take some time. I will be pausing the video and resume it once it is done. Axios library has been installed. Same thing you can confirm by going to the node modules. Ctrl Shift E, node modules, and under node modules you can see the folder called Axios. Here we have. Let us use the Axios and make our first get call. So before that, let me start this application. Npm start. While it is completing the process, let us import Axios from Axios. If you notice, in app component we have the useEffect hook, and inside the useEffect hook we are using the fetch API to get the user's data, and instead of the fetch API let us use the Axios. So I am going to comment it, Control KC, Axios.get. The one of the reason why we need to use the Axios. Axios came up with the methods that match with the HTTP request names like get, post, put and delete. So here we can use the Axios.get. So Axios.get, and we need to pass the URL and dot. Then another reason to use the Axios. Unlike the fetch API, the Axios API will use only one then callback function to get the requested JSON data. Here we are going to get the response. Let us console the response, and before that just take this URL and execute this in the Postman. So in the Postman I have this URL. Click on send button. If you'd like to know about the Postman and how to test the API using the Postman, please refer my suggested video. And when you execute it, we get the response like this. So we get the object. So inside the data property we have array of users. So each user having the ID, name, age and gender. Here we are consoling the response. So press F12 and see what will be the output. So here the response is object, and when you open the object we have some objects like config, data, headers, request and status. We have 200. So when you open the config, under the config you can see that URL and other timeout and method name, all these details. And the same way when you open the data, under the data we can see that data that we are returning from the API. So we have the data object that we have seen here. So we have the data object. If you would like to have this response, we need to call it like response.data.data. And the same way you have the headers where it mentions the type of the content and content length, and same way request object is there and it uses the XML HTTP request. Let us close this one. So set users data, and here we need to use response.data.data. Save it. If you just reload it, you can see that same output, John Smith, Mary and Alex updated. So this way you can make the get request using the Axios API. Now let us see how to make the post request. So we have already add user functionality implemented here, where we enter name and age and click on the submit button, then it will add the user. Currently we are not posting data to the API when you click on the submit button. Now let us make a call to the API using the Axios method. Inside the add user, we need to implement that post logic. Here we are going to get the user, and this user will have only name and age, but user object here having the ID, name, age, gender. So let us add some dummy ID and gender to the user. So user dot ID equal 10, user dot gender say male. We are just hard coding, but in real time we no need to hard code. We can just pass it from the add user functionality itself. You can have one more field like gender, and maybe you can just auto generate this ID. And to explain this post method, I am just hard coding this. Now let us use the Axios library and make post request. So Axios dot, as I said, it is having the method names directly. So post, and it takes the URL and then the user object. And here, unlike the fetch API, we no need to stringify this one. So this is another reason why we need to use the Axios in React. Then I'm going to say response. Once the call is successful, let us console it response. So when you make the post call, the user API will return the inserted user data. So here URL is missing, URL is not defined. So let's take this URL, and now let us enter code well tech and age, let's say 24. So before we click on the submit, let us go and see the JSON data. So the JSON data is available under the users API folder. So if you are interested in learning how to create the REST API, please watch my suggested video. And as of now, we have the 3 users. Click on the submit button. You can see Codewell Tech is added here because we are updating the state here. But let us see whether this is pushed to the API or not. So now let us use this and click on the send button. There you go. Now we have added the new user, name Codewell Tech, age 24, ID 10 and gender male. So we successfully made the post request. Now let us add another user. So this time what I am going to do, I am going to set this user's data once the post call is successful. So take this entire code and keep it in then function. We changed the logic to update the state once the post call is successfully completed. So just enter name Krish and age 34, and this time I am passing the ID 12 and gender male, and click on the submit. There you go. Now we can see that Krish 34 is added, and here we are consoling the response. So just press the F12, and here you can see that object app.js and config here. This time method is post. Under the data we have the data which is just inserted like age 34, gender male and name Krish, and status 201 and status text created. So we successfully made the post request using the Axios. Now let us see how to make the delete request using the Axios. So before that we need to make some changes to the user's body. So here currently we are passing the index when you click on the delete button. So instead of that we need to pass the ID. So for that Ctrl+Shift+E to open the Explorer and user's body. I am going to add one more property ID, and here instead of the index let us pass the ID, and even for key also you can just pass ID. So from here we are passing the ID. Inside the remove user we need to implement. So first let us take the URL. For the delete functionality we need to pass the ID in the URL. Use the backticks and slash $, then ID. So this should be ID now because we are going to receive the ID. And after that we have the logic to filter the data, and here now instead of the index it should be value dot id not equal to id Axios dot delete, and it takes the URL, so URL, and then and here just console log the response. I am going to have this logic inside this then function. So once the delete request is successful, then we are going to filter the data and set the state. So now let us delete any one of the user. So I am going to delete the Mary. Click on Mary. Now you can see that the user is deleted, and if you open the console you can see the response also. So when you open the object you can see data. Under the data you can see user with ID 3 deleted and status 200. To update the data, I am going to add one more button called update to the user's body. Go to the user's body.js and instead of remove user, update user, and we will be passing the ID. Just name it as update, and we have the update here now. So we have to pass this from the app component. So from the app component, like remove user, let us pass update user, and let us define one function here, update user, and it's going to take the ID, and we are going to use the same thing like this, console.log ID. Instead of delete, it should be update. So before that, let us remove it and let us see whether this is getting called or not. And now we have some error, non-empty expression. So we need to pass this here, update user, save it, and when you click on the update user, so here we are getting error, props.update user is not a function, because we need to pass this update user from the user container component. So Control Shift E, go to user container dot, so update user, and name of that function also update user. Okay, for update user, along with the ID, let us pass the user also, so that make our job easier. So user, so go to the update user body.json, and from here let us pass the value, and now come here, change the name of the user. So user dot name equal to user dot name plus updated. So to demonstrate the how to make a request to the put call, I am explaining this, but in real time we'll be doing differently. And here let us use access dot put and URL, and we need to pass the data. Again URL, let us copy this on top, user data. For put call, we are passing the ID in the URL, and the same way we are passing the data object that is going to be updated. So user object also we are passing, and then response. Now once the put call is successful, then we need to update the data on the screen, and for that first we need to get the index of the object. So let index equal to users data dot, I'm going to use the method called find index, and it is going to take the callback function u dot id equal to id. So now we need to update the state by getting the previous state. So use this. So now here we have the previous state. So here previous state of index dot name equal to user dot name, and now here just return it, return previous state. So here just return previous state, save it, and now just click on the Codewell Tech. There you go. Now you can see that Codewell Tech updated. Same way, just click on this again. So now you can see that the put call is successful. By now we successfully executed get, post, put and delete requests using the Access. In next session we are going to see error handling in Access library, and how to create the instance for Access library, and how to create the custom hook for Access library. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to my channel for more videos.